Hi everyone, Angie Smith here. Thank you for watching. Welcome back. So today is Sunday, week ending 4/27, so April 27th, 2025. I cannot believe it is the end of April already. I have been doing this weekly wax summary since the beginning of January. So thank you for sticking along with my wax journey, and I'm making such good improvement and happy with my numbers. I look forward to this every week of putting these numbers together. Keep in mind, I did hit 1,000 subscribers, so thank you all again for subscribing, and I am planning to do my drawing on May 1st. So looking forward to doing that. So let's talk about my numbers. So last week on April 20th, I ended with 1,096 pieces. I am doing this by pieces, which could be, you know, anything from a loaf size to a sample size, but it's okay. The averages work out. And then this week, April 27th, I'm ending 1,062 pieces. So definitely went down. I'm so excited for that. I looked this year since I've started this. My lowest was 1,045 pieces. So I am so close to that number. And I don't know if I'll hit it next week, but maybe in the next couple weeks I will hit that. So my average use is 40 per week, and I used 41 pieces this past week. And I brought in only 7, so that was exciting. So the 7 was the Scentsy Scent of the Month kit, and I added that in. And then I had no other orders come in. But I do have coming in this next week the Pharmacist's Daughter. So that would be the March pre-order shipped out. And then possibly the Teddy Bees ready to ship, depending on how quick she gets that turned around. She did say she was going to pull and print starting tomorrow, which is Monday. So you never know. That could get shipped. And if not, it will be the next week, which is fine because I like when they're tiered in. So let's talk about like how I use wax. So you might say, oh, wow, you got through 41 pieces of wax, but let's talk about how many warmers I have. So I kind of broke that down on my list here to talk about. So in my open area, I have 10, and I'm going to call them warmer spots. And the reason I say that is because I have a Scentsy Accord, which if you're not familiar with that, it's a element warmer and element warmer, which it has 3 spots on the same warmer. It's a big bang for your buck, because let's talk about it. Sometimes, and including my house, the plug-in spaces are limited. So to have one warmer with 3 spots and it puts out a ton of wax smell is fantastic. So I have a Scentsy Accord warmer. I do have a Candle Crock in that space. I have a 10 T-I-N warmer, a metal warmer, which gets super hot for vendor wax. It is gorgeous. It's an old country style one. I got it from the Pharmacist's Daughter. They still have those warmers on their site if you're interested in one. I just think it's a beautiful warmer, and it gets super hot. And then all the rest of my warmers are 25-watt Scentsy warmers. So plenty of warmers in my open, which means I use a lot of wax to get the scent throw that I want. My entryway, I have 2 Scentsy warmers. Do I need 2 Scentsy warmers? Let's just be honest. Do we need as many warmers as we have? But yeah, I have 2 25-watt Scentsy warmers in that space. My bathroom, I have tried different types of warmers. I've done the like plug-in warmer. I've done a regular size warmers, but what I found gets me the best throw in the bathroom. I still struggle sometimes with throw, but a Candle Crock. So I've been using Candle Crock in the bathroom and absolutely loving it. And then let's see, where was that? So my son's room has 1 warmer, and I have been using it lately. I know I've talked in the past about we've used it, we've not used it because of the birds, but I am using it again. So he has one warmer. And then my room, which let me explain, kind of isn't, I live in an old farmhouse, and so this was a living room. So it's a closed in space. It's a lot of square footage. It's a bigger room. But I call it my medium space because it is closed in, and I can get better wax throw in here because I have 4 walls and it keeps the scent in, versus an open space that sifts out, with doors opening and closing, and just all the different spaces that it can flow through. So I actually have 9 warmer spaces in this area, and that includes a candle crock. I have a Julian home warmer, which is an element warmer, gets super hot. I have another Scentsy Accord. I have, and then the rest are Scentsy warmers, like element and 25 watt. So kind of how I warm in this space, because when I'm working from home, I'm in here all day, and I want to be able to smell my wax. So I usually have all of those going at the same time. And then when it gets closer to evening, I will turn off the bulb warmers and then like switch out my wax and do like a nighttime melt and only use like those hotter warmers. So a lot of times I just use vendor wax at night. And it works out great. So that's kind of how my flow is with my warmers. But going with that's how I get through so much wax. So let's talk about just wax news and what's coming up, what I'm looking forward to. So first of all, condolences and sympathy go out to Salt Mountain Melts Amanda and her husband. Amanda passed away. Now Salt Mountain Melts was a newer vendor to me. I'd purchased one time. I had put in a second order. So it's very heartfelt to hear of her passing. I was impressed with that first order. So we've lost a good wax vendor to our community, and if you've seen that in the wax news, I just wanted to say that. So in positive news, more so, Teddy B's ready to ship sale was this weekend. And it was started yesterday, Saturday, the 26th at 4 p.m. Eastern time, which is my time zone. And I was debating whether I was going to go into that or not, and obviously I did, because let's face it. But I did go small, so I was kind of proud of myself with that. I went in, I was debating whether I was going to go in or not, and then she released the list of items. So she'll offer a few items that were not on the pre-order. And let me kind of back it up. If you're not familiar with Teddy B's, so her model is pretty much, I want to say like 7 orders a year. So you have 7 chances to order Teddy B's a year, directly from Teddy B's. There are 3 pre-orders, 3 ready to ships, and then she usually does an end of the year, like end of December, maybe after Christmas, like whatever's left over. She'll throw it on the website. I think it's discounted a little, and you have that opportunity. So I wouldn't even count on that. That's kind of like an extra bonus. But she'll typically do the pre-order, which is the easier way to get her wax. And that is typically in like January, I think like May time frame, give or take a month. And then I want to say like September-ish. So there's 3 pre-orders, and then after she ships those pre-orders, she does a ready to ship sale. So she overpours the pre-order list, and then she also adds these additional ones, and that's what everybody goes gung-ho over on the ready to ship. So the ready to ships typically happen like a week or 2 after she shipped the pre-order. So you're looking at like, what is it, like April, and then I think like August, and then like I think November. So there's 6 times to buy it. So on that ready to ship list, there's these extra ones, and that's what everybody goes in and goes gung-ho over. And then they also go gung-ho over all the ones that people have talked about that they loved from the pre-order. So I went in and I actually got 5. I think if they oversell, sometimes she has to take those off. So I'm hoping none of those oversold, because 2 of them were on my list to repurchase from previous orders. And then 3 of them were new to me. And then I went right back in and got the list of the ones that I loved, like a few more of those. But I did keep it small. So I did well as far as within a budget on this. I will say I did log in. I kind of went in it differently than I have in the past. And because I'm still trying to find what works for me. So you have to kind of find what works for you. But I got on probably about 15 minutes till, and it was like the site was down because she's uploading this ready to ship sale. But I just kept hitting refresh. And I know that's a little excessive, but I think I was in right away. I snagged, like I said, those first 5 that I wanted, checked out, didn't lose anything from my cart, went right back in and got the other items on my list, which was maybe another 5 items, and got out, and nothing jumped from my cart. So thankful for that, because I have had it jump from my cart before. So be ready. Don't hesitate and just go in. You just got to go in and grab. There are some things left if you want to try those. And I know, but there are a few things left if you're looking to try some. Also, coming up, so upcoming pre-orders and ready to ship. Scentsy is releasing the Star Wars collection. They're bringing back some old and the new. I'm not into like the warmers and everything. I'm not a big Star Wars fan, but there's a couple of scents that I'm so excited is returning. So May 1st, Hoth, which is from the collection they released last year, and I wish I would have clubbed it. I just warmed it this past January, and it was fantastic. It's a winter scent. It's kind of like being outside with snow and woods and just that like icy air. So atmospheric. I'm definitely going to do an in and out club. So I'm going to let my regular club ship because that's kind of full and to the minimum to get like a half price. And then I'm going to do a second in and out club to do these Star Wars collections. Honestly, if you don't want, I think it's the cheapest way to do it. You'll get 10% off in club versus paying full price. And you can't buy these bars individually or get a discount just on the website. So Hoth, I'm definitely stocking up on, and it's going in my quarterly club. And then Indoor, which is the like woodsy, like tree scent. I do want a few of those. I don't know that I'm going to like club it long time. I may, we'll see, because I did enjoy it. But that third one that is in that collection, it's like a sand kind of scent, sandalwood. I didn't enjoy that one, so I don't want that third bar. So like I said, definitely doing an in and out club for those 2 bars, and I'm super excited. I was hoping those would come back for May the 4th, Star Wars. And then the Scentsy end of the month, they have been giving us total spoilers on the whiff box. So depending on what's in that whiff box, I'm either going to do a brick as a half price, or I'll do another whiff box. So I'm definitely doing the whiff box in my regular monthly club, but depending on what that second one is, we'll see. And then May 2nd, so that's Friday. So May 1st is Thursday. May 2nd is Lavender and Speckles pre-order. She's doing her annual Gilmore Girls collection, which is a lot of scents, kind of like I guess the show. I never really watched the show, but I'm assuming it's kind of similar to that, themed wise. But I'm looking forward to that because there's a lot of coffee scents. So if you want to get some coffee, which she's got good coffee scents. The one that I'm getting, and I'm going to get the big bag of, is Afternoon Jolt. and it is just such a strong coffee scent. So looking forward to grabbing more of that. And then I didn't have this on my list, but I watched Chris, I think it's Wax and Whimsy is her channel's name. She was talking about the atmospheric sampler, and that sounds so up my alley. So I grabbed that. I threw that on my list. So I'm looking forward to grabbing both of those. And then I know this is a few weeks out, but I'm going to try CQ Handcrafted, which I think is Anya. She has a YouTube channel on here. She's been making wax, and it's a ready, like a restock, ready to ship kind of format. So she's been sharing what she's been pouring for it, and it looks amazing. So that's my first order with her, and I'm looking forward to that one. That's May 17th. That's all I have on my list. Let me know how you've been doing on your wax journey. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on my next one.